to the show. It is delightful to welcome you on Thanksgiving Day. It's really a fun time of the year when families get together and enjoy each other and enjoy good food, hopefully. For some families, though, it is a desperately sad time. And so we're talking today about an event that is coming up to kind of help folks who have dealt with a tragic loss. And it is the Tree of Angels event, and this is through the Victim Services Department of the McLennan County District Attorney's Office. And I'm delighted to have Shannon Barrington, who is Victim Services Specialist and Victim Services Coordinator, Sandra Hernandez, with us. And this Tree of Angels event is coming up December 9th. 7 o'clock at St. Paul Lutheran Church on Hogan Lane in Belmead. And last year I was honored to be at the event.
Yes.
And be a part of that. And it was poignant for me because I was there also on behalf of a nephew who had taken his life just a matter of a week or so prior to that. So the work you do, Shannon and Sandra, is with families that would be like me who've experienced a horrific loss, be it a suicide in this case, or in the case of a murder or some other criminal act.
Yeah. And it's not it's us. It's Waco Police Department Victim Services, Texas Department of Public Safety, BACA, Bikers Against Child Abuse, the Family Abuse Center. They're getting more involved in this as well. The Advocacy Center for Crime Victims and Children is also on our board. So, and it takes all of us because it's you have different stages. So, like for instance, Waco Police Department and Texas Department of Public Safety, they're the ones that usually make those announcements. They're the ones that have to go and knock on the door.
Yeah.
Right, and knowing that they're about to change that person's life forever. And so they kind of take care of the initial stuff. And then if it's a criminal act and somebody's arrested, then it kind of comes over to us as we do the criminal justice system. So, and we've had folks, this is the 14th annual one. There have been folks that have come almost every year, and so, sometimes it's the first anniversary of the death. That's hard. But it could also be the 4th or 5th that for some unknown reason, don't know why, that death hits hard. And so this is a time for us to be able to help folks have an event to kind of help them process that.
To honor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at that event I sang some Christmas music. I mean, it was very sweet. I mean, it was not, maudlin or, but folks were able to decorate an angel for the tree and hang it on there with the name of their loved one.
They can also bring their own ornaments.
Or they bring their own
they
ornaments.
can.
Yeah.
Just there's things that remind them of their loved ones, and they can either build it, buy it, make it. They have some there that we have a lot of them that actually been there for years, and they just come and put the same one back over because it means a lot to them.
Yeah. So do you save them, or do they pick them up at the end of the evening? Or
no, so we save them. We always, because that is an incredible responsibility, right? Because some of the folks really put a lot of effort into these ornaments. They make them by hand. They whittle them out of wood, and that represents their loved one. So we do take care of them throughout the year, but we always say, hey, if you want to come and get the ornament from one of our offices or something, and that way you can have it, just bring it the next year. We always want to give people the options because we want to always respect their loved ones and respect them. But if they want to take that ornament home with them, after the event or something like that, it's always available.
Or you can make one, as I did.
Yeah, or
at the event.
Some people make one every year, and then we always have the ones because, unfortunately, sometimes that death might be like really recent, and so you don't have time to do that because you're dealing with the 1,000 other things that come with that.
Well, and as you mentioned, often you're still in shock in those first early days that sometimes it is 2 or 3 years later that it just hits. Mourning is an interesting thing. And so this event is something that began, you said, 14 years ago?
For McLennan County.
For McLennan County.
I think it started in Austin. I want to say they're probably like 20 years into this. So it started there. But as far as McLennan County, this is our 14th annual one. Yeah.
Right. And but you've got a little different twist this year. Tell them what's different about this year.
So there's a couple of big things. We are having it at a different location.
Right.
We are having it at St. Paul Lutheran Church, which is on Hogan Lane in Belmead, and it starts at 7. So very important to remember the new location. We're having it in their fellowship hall because we have kind of found that we definitely still need the faith connection there. But sometimes if you have it in a formal sanctuary, some of the victims are like, I almost feel like I was at the funeral again.
Right.
And so we're like, okay.
And you're not trying to replicate that.
Right. Yeah. And so we're like, okay, we have the faith connection because it's at a church, but we have it in the fellowship hall. Because like last year at the Ranger Museum, some folks were like, I felt like I could laugh. Right. I felt like I could share those funny stories. And stuff. And
right. Which is, again, it's part of remembering that loved one.
And so, we're hoping that this is the perfect location for it. And the church and the pastor have been beautiful. Their choir is going to be providing the music this year.
Oh, good, yeah.
And so, they're working on that. And then kind of a spinoff on that is we know that sometimes loved ones want to hear their loved one's name spoken, right? It's not like they want to be forgotten or they're ashamed. And so this year we're offering that. So as a family members line up, so we always had people stand up a row at a time and come up and put their ornament on the angel. So this year, as they're doing that, one of us will be at the podium and they're going to hand us that piece of paper and we're going to say their loved one's name as they're putting the ornament on the tree. Now, if for some reason someone's like, I'm not ready for that, I'm not ready to have the name spoken. Whatever their reason is, we still want them to put the ornament on the tree and we still want to honor them. Yeah. So we have a way in place to where whoever's at the podium knows not to say that name, but that person can still put their ornament on the tree. And that way they can hear their loved one's name.
Yeah. So do people need to make reservations ahead of time that they're coming?
We're asking them to. It's not a requirement, but it does make it to where whichever one of us is going to be saying the name can kind of see the names and stuff like that.
Right. So, you don't want to mispronounce.
Right. And so on the invitation, there's 2 different email addresses. One is mine, which is Shannon.Barrington, which is BARRINGTON @McLennan.gov, or Sarah, and she recently got married, so I actually don't remember her name.
New name.
But if you do get the invitation, one of us or both of us, you can send it to. But if for some reason somebody can't do that, or they don't know if they want to come or not, please still come. Just know that we're going to have you fill out a piece of paper, and please write the name to where if it's me and my old eyes, I can actually read the name and be able to say it. So we don't want anybody to feel like, oh, I didn't respond, so I can't come. Absolutely not. Yeah. Please come. Right. We will make it work. We will figure out a way. But if people can RSVP,
that would be helpful.
Yes.
And obviously there's no charge. There's no.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Everything is free. The church has been gracious, to provide their facility in the parking lot and stuff like that. We're going to have people, greeters out in the parking lot, kind of pointing towards, hey, this is the door we need you to go in and stuff like that. But it's always going to be free. Yeah. And we're all going to be there from all the different agencies. Sometimes we have actually law enforcement officers like Chief Victorian of the Waco Police Department is going to be one of our candle lighters. Oh, good. The Beverly Hills Police Chief is going to be another one. And then Josh, the district attorney, is going to be the other one that lights the candle. Yeah. So they're going to be there as well.
Yeah. So, well, it's so important for, the leadership in law enforcement to be making that connection with the victims. I mean, these truly, the family members of these victims are victims as well.
Exactly.
So Sandra, you haven't gotten to talk much.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, that's fine. No, that's all on me. But I wanna know. First of all, how many years have you been involved with this and been doing this work?
This will be my 3rd year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be my
So
3rd
have
year
you
on this.
seen, an impact of this Tree of Angels event for people?
I have, with my personal victims, because we all have our courts. So with my victims, when they go, they seem very thankful, and they want to let you know that they're still there, that they're still victims, that
Right.
just because the case is closed or the person pled or whatever, or if it's not where it's a criminal act, they want to know that they're still there, and they still, I feel like once they're your victims, they're your family. Because you deal with them.
I was going to, you have to
Yes.
get emotionally attached.
You do get attached
to these people who you're dealing with, who've just been through unspeakable trauma.
And it's hard because you can't explain to them that you understand, because you don't. If you've never been through that, you don't understand.
Right.
So you can only sympathize with how they feel and try to make them feel as comfortable as they can that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just got to be, it's kind of a first reaction is like, oh, I know how you feel, but you can't possibly know how
Not if
someone
you haven't
feels.
gone through that. No, it's hard. It's hard to understand. You can only listen, see, and take back, and just cater to them. I always say I'm their service animal because
That's funny.
Because that's what you do. You cater to them because they need it.
Whatever they need.
Yeah, that's the most important time. They really need somebody to advocate for them, to let them know, because they don't know. They don't go in there knowing this is what's going to happen, this is how it's going to go, because nobody goes through that. This is not
Right.
something life teaches you. It just happens.
We don't want them to be experts.
Yeah,
We don't
no.
want them
We
to
want
go
them-
through this so many
Yes.
times where
We want them to feel comfortable. Tree of Angel gives them some type of validation that my victim, my family members still here. They're still being remembered, and they give them that validation when they show up.
Their life meant something.
Yes. I mean, it always does for them. And it doesn't
Right.
just have to necessarily be family. It can be friends. It can be people
Oh,
that
sure.
knew them, that grew up with them, that went to school with them. They can come put an ornament to that. It does not necessarily have to be family.
Yeah, the whole grief process is, it is a process, and it can take years to kind of work through the different stages, and that's why hats off to you guys for hosting something like this for these families as they're dealing with loss.
because everybody's journey is different. None of us process trauma the same way. Everybody's grief journey is their own. And, I don't have a right to say, you should be dealing with it this way. You should now be on step number 3 of your grieving process, And so that's another thing. We want them to come and say, wherever you are at in your journey, you're not by yourself.
We're here for you.
Exactly.
That's what the Tree of Angels event is all about. Again, December 9th at 7 p.m. at St. Paul Lutheran Church, 1301 Hogan Lane, Belmead. A lot more I want to talk to you too about,
Absolutely.
about your work and how important it is to families in McLennan County. Stay with us, though. There is more of the show ahead, and I will tell you today's show is brought to you by Fox & Co. Bakery, where we bake foxy things. Stay with us.
Bubble wasn't here, I don't know what people would be doing, like making PowerPoints or something. I love that I can sit down and build something the way that I think it should be built.
Bubble turns ideas into fully scalable apps. Try Bubble today.
This is what $500,000 in a duffel bag looks like. Actually not real. That's because it's actually prop money. It looks realistic from a distance, but up close you can see it says for motion picture purposes. Visit propmoney.com today to get your money seen or money shot right with Prop Money Inc.
Studio quality voiceovers for your videos online in over 149 languages and dialects. Never been easier to create professional grade videos and voiceovers. Try it today at easeus.com. That's EASEUS.com. Ease US.
Introducing Muck-Off's classic pink bike cleaner, powered by revolutionary nanotechnology that breaks down dirt and grime on a microscopic level.
Waco Civic Theater is presenting Christmas in the Land of Oz from December 19th through the 20th. The Wicked Witch of the West becomes the Grinch in this delightful holiday play when she steals Christmas from Munchkin Land. It takes all of your Oz favorites to bring the Yuletide holiday back. In the process, the Tin Man recovers his sense of humor, the Lonely Lion finds a lady companion, and Dorothy finds the spirit of Christmas to take back to Kansas for Auntie Em and Uncle Henry. Mark your calendars for the City of Waco's 3-day celebration of holiday fun and cheer. The annual Waco Wonderland Festival will take place December 5th through the 7th at Heritage Square in downtown Waco, featuring a live tree lighting ceremony, fireworks, free photos with Santa, food trucks, a vendor market, live entertainment, a snow tube hill, a Ferris wheel, a holiday train, and so much more. Admission is totally free, so kick off the holidays with the City of Waco. I'm Elizabeth Riley with your Act Locally Waco news, and I will see you next time.
Natural Cycles identifies your fertile window by analyzing changes in your temperature. Just measure in the morning, add your temperature into the app, then learn which days you can and cannot get pregnant. It's that easy. Learn more at naturalcycles.com.
It's the Restore Clarity Focus Patch, my little secret weapon for staying sharp, focused, and on task. Each box comes with simple instructions inside, so you always know exactly how to apply it. Each patch lasts for 3 days. I love that I can wear it all day.
BadCreditLoans.com is a pioneering service provider that has carved a reputation in the financial industry. Simple, fast, and reliable loan application process. And its commitment to responsible borrowing makes it a trusted partner in the journey towards financial stability.
Experience the perfect blend of exquisite craftsmanship and life-changing technology with Gevi. Every product is built with precision, featuring specialized parts that ensure durability, efficiency, and safety. Upgrade your everyday with Gevi. Visit us at gevi.com to discover more.
What if you could clean clean? With bio-based formulas and deep cleaning enzymes. No dyes, phthalates, or mystery ingredients. Just powerful pods for your dishes and laundry. Now you can, with drops made clean, made to clean.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
If your home's feeling a bit dated or you're dreaming of that beautiful outdoor oasis, I have got the team for you. Gather & Co., the family-owned remodeling pros right here in Greater Waco since 1998. Led by the Falconberry family, they specialize in stunning kitchen and bathroom makeovers. Think custom walk-in showers, sleek cabinetry, and aging-in-place upgrades for easy living. They also nail outdoor spaces with pergolas, patio covers, sunrooms, and screen rooms that turn your backyard into a year-round retreat. What sets them apart? Personalized designs, top-notch craftsmanship, and a hassle-free process for free in-home consultations to spot-on completion, plus financing options to make it simple. Customers love them, raving about the friendly crew and attention to every detail. Ready to gather in your dream home? Call Gather & Co. today, 254-759-1147 for a no-obligation quote.
But boy, it looked effortless.
Man, watch this.
Layups, floaters, threes. He was like an unsolvable equation.
I was born like this.
His resilience, his strength, his belief, adversity never stood a chance.
Know your power.
We offer fast shipping, exceptional customer support, and furniture solutions that stand up to high traffic environment. Elevate your space with BizChair's vast selection of stylish, reliable, and cost-effective furniture. Visit us today at bizchair.com to transform your business.
Experience with the Bosley MD hair regrowth kit was amazing. It was easy to use. It let me take off my hat. I could go in public and have my picture taken and feel normal again.
BosleyMD.com.
At Tusain's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Visit Tusains.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com. Launched in 2023, ushers in a new era of sapphire ice cooling technology, offering nearly painless hair reduction in just 3 weeks. That's ULIKE.com. You like.
And I am back with Shannon Barrington and Sandra Hernandez, both with the victim services aspect of the McLennan County DA's office as victims specialists, services specialist. How long, first of all, have you been doing this work? What kind of led you to this kind of work, Shannon?
I've been doing it a little over 3 years. So I started in September of 2022. Mm-hmm. And it was just a crooked journey. I had been a dispatcher and a dispatch supervisor for many years. Well, maybe, I don't want to say I'm old. For a lot of years. And that kind of exposed me.
Was that Waco PD or SO?
Well, Waco PD dispatches for both. So the dispatch for the sheriff's office and several of our small towns.
Okay.
And so it kind of exposed me to
you knew everything that was happening.
Yes.
When it was happening.
To know
or not. I know, and because I know the TV station would have been calling you. So or we used to. In radio, we'd call the dispatcher to find out what was going on.
Yeah, I was actually dispatching the night of the West explosion.
Yeah.
Ooh. So, and that was when we were in the basement of the old police department building. So I did that for several years. And then I kind of had some personal events in my life that kind of made me think, okay, and dispatch is kind of a young person's game to a certain degree, especially Waco, because it's just nonstop, especially the evening shift.
So there is no rest for the weary.
Yes,
right?
But I have some coworkers that are close to my age and they're still rocking it. Mm-hmm. But I decided, let me do something differently. And I saw the position open and I thought, well, let me try for it. Because, Waco's a college town. And I don't have a college degree. So I thought, well, I'll apply. And, and awesomely enough, I got called and I got hired.
That's great. Yeah.
I don't see me doing anything else.
So you deal with victims, families. Did you feel like, oh wow, is there some training you got for that? Like psychological training or any of that kind of thing?
So there's some general training. A lot of my learning process was the criminal justice system.
Right.
Because as a dispatcher, my dealings with the case was pretty much over in the first 5 minutes of the incident. And so, some of the crisis intervention and the safety planning, I already had that because I'd also volunteered with Waco PD Victim Services prior to that.
Right.
So I had that. So my learning curve was more of the criminal justice system, and how that works. And, I learned quickly that I had no idea how that system worked. So a lot of mine was on-the-job training.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, this is how this happens, and it doesn't happen quickly. And so that was a lot of mine, and I love what I do.
Yeah, and that's interesting. Sandra, what about yourself? How did you get into this role, and what had you done prior to this work?
Yeah, they forced me. No, I worked for Michelle Seimer and Josh Teaton's. They worked together before Josh became DA, so I was kind of one of those that they brought along because there was going to be no more routine. So I was brought to the DA. The position was available. I started off doing crimes against children, which me having 9 children was not, it was traumatizing.
I can't imagine.
Yes, so.
As a mom, stuff that you were
witnessing, listening to. Yes, it was hard. Kind of got over that little bump. They put me into the 19th. Now I deal with a lot of different victims. Having some personal experience, having gone through some things, you kind of adapt to their needs because you know at the point you were going through that, how you felt what you needed.
Right.
So, that
you actually could say, yes, I know how you feel.
There's some cases that I can
I
actually
wondered,
say, yes.
I wondered about that.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
And I use my experience to help them. Like, how would I handle that at that time? And that's how I kind of, at first I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. Maybe this is not for me. But then I started getting to know, like I said, adapting to it, learning to use my experience to help others.
Yeah.
Learning to, what would I do? How would I have taken it? And then that's how I help them. Sometimes they help me, though.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yes,
it's a reciprocal thing.
Yes, it is.
December 9th, though, at 7 o'clock is the event, the Tree of Angels event. It's something you've done for many years now. Are there going to be resources or support available there at the event?
So we're all going to be there, different representatives. And we usually have the Heart of Texas Council of Governments every year puts out a resource book. And it has every different possibility of a resource. So we usually have those books there. I mean, anything from helping bills to be paid. You know, if you have an older family member and you're kind of having to walk that path, food, just 100 different things. So we usually have those books there. And mainly it's just for them to be able to talk.
Yeah.
You know, and share stories or tell us how they're doing.
Yeah.
Or
right.
how they're struggling.
A lot of updates.
Yeah, and I love that when I was there last year to talk with some of the people there, and that is an important part of the grieving process, just to talk. You just want to talk, and that's when you just listen, which is one of the most important things. Providing that sounding board. So in victims services, what's a day-to-day? What does a typical day look like, or is there such a thing?
That's an easy
There's
no such thing.
There's never a dull moment, I can say that. Every day's different. Every court hearing is different. So
you're also going into the courtroom too?
Yes.
She is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, especially when it say defendant please, the victim wants to do a victim impact statement, they have the right to do that. So you accompany them so that they know you're there for them. Like I said, service animal, you know, kind of. So
you're their support.
They feel more comfortable. They feel more confident when you're there next to them because they know you're there for them. And some people don't have anybody there for them sometimes. So you're the only person they have. And it's very important to accommodate to them and their state of mind at the time. Some of them are not, their state of mind is beyond fixing, but you have to be there to hold their hand because it gets hard for some of them.
And that's why this ceremony, I mean, I almost would call it that, where you can bring a memento or make an ornament or bring an ornament, something that was important to you in reflecting your loved one's life that was taken so cruelly. So this is really an important part of the process, what you guys are offering.
And it's a community. You know that most of the people there have experienced some sort of loss too, right? So it's kind of being part of a club that nobody wants to be a part of.
No.
You know that everybody there has lost someone.
Right.
Unexpectedly. And so, what we hope is that reminds them they're not alone. They're not going through this journey by themselves. There's other folks that unfortunately have gone through something like that. And then you see them at their different stages of grief. And so maybe they're able to find somebody that is a little bit further along. And they're like, okay, there is a light at the end of this tunnel. Yes. There is hope at the end of this.
I think that's...
Or further along, it's never at the end of
it. That's crucial. That's crucial for them to see that, yeah,
this is like I'm the only one, I'm alone.
Right.
And so sometimes you kind of have to visually remind them, no, you're not. There's all these people around you that care about you.
Yeah.
And,
but the holidays are tough.
Oh, man, yeah.
And so that's why having this event, that really beautiful seasonal music from a choir, doesn't get any better than that. They're at St. Paul Lutheran Church. Again, this is at 1301 Hogan Lane in Belmead. It is the Victims Services aspect of the McLennan County DA's office, and great work you guys are doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. So do you, Shannon.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to you. And we'll try. We will try. Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead. In fact, we're going to hear all about a Norwegian Christmas in the city of Clifton. You stay with us. More of the show's ahead.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. That's INTERNXT.com today. Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Whether it's sports, theater, or concert, for the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. Ticket Liquidator. Welcome to Kitbag, the ultimate destination for football fans. Whether you're cheering for Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, or any other top club, for true football passion, think Kitbag. Visit kitbag.com today. That's KITBAG.com. Kitbag. Since 2014, we've been creating vegan, clean, and affordable skincare with proven actives and potent botanicals designed to treat your ever-changing skin. Celebrate our first decade of transformation today at facetheory.com/US-EN. Face Theory.
Tasmanian spring water range from Sand & Sky. This range is really good for dry and dehydrated skin like myself, packed with 2 types of hyaluronic acid, fermented sea kelp to reduce redness, and my skin feels so dewy and so hydrated.
Finding a sleep sack that my baby likes has been a struggle. The sleep sack from Joy is a major upgrade.
It is all natural eucalyptus, which is breathable and hypoallergenic.
Welcome to the show. We're going to start off today with a holiday trip to Clifton, and I am so happy to have the president of the Chamber of Commerce there in Clifton, Paige Key, here with us. It's lovely to have you here to talk about a Norwegian Christmas, which is what's coming up in December.
Yes, we're so excited. It will be our 33rd year for the Norwegian Country Christmas Tour to be in Clifton and to celebrate.
Well, there is such a Norwegian heritage there. In fact, it's often called the Norwegian capital of Texas.
Yes. Back in 92, the Senate, or the House and the Senate gave us our designation, Norwegian capital of Texas.
So it's official.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Well, it is kind of you're beginning to get your feeling in the hill country.
Mm-hmm.
That
yes.
A little bit of the landscape and so forth, such a beautiful part of Texas. And I guess the Norwegians who came over with, was it Joseph Olsen? Made that trip?
Yes, well, it was with Kling Pearson, but Joseph Olsen was in that group. They thought that area looked a lot like Norway, so that's why they wanted to settle there.
Yeah, just the weather's not quite like
No, quite not.
Not there, but it is so wonderful, though. So many different communities in Texas, from the German to the Czech, but then you kind of got a lock on the whole Scandinavian thing, which is really, really fun. So coming up in December, this is December 3rd through 7th.
Yes.
It's going to be lots of different events, right?
Yes.
So tell me about it.
This year we're expanding because it's crossings 200, which is a celebration Norway and the United States are taking place in all year long. It's the 200 years that the Norwegians started migrating over to the United States. And the first ship, the Restoration, sailed back on July 4th, 1825, for New York Harbor and landed in October. And they just did a big celebration, and the Crown Prince was there from Norway to meet the ship that they replicated to New York City.
Oh, what a neat thing. And there were a lot of Norwegians who came.
Yes.
Like 1,000.
On that first ship there was 52, but over the 200 years, they say almost over 1 million people immigrated from Norway.
Really, really. Well, and so there, I love the Bosque County Museum. I did a story there when I was with Channel 25 doing my Traveling Texas, and I learned so much there, and I love that museum. But there are wonderful artifacts there, lots of things to kind of really give you a sense of what the Norwegian settlers, those early folks, were all about.
The museums are very lucky because a lot of the descendants from the original immigrants have given a lot of their items to the museum to display. And Kling Pearson was the father of Norwegian immigration, and he brought his last group of immigrants to Central Texas and Clifton area, and they called it Norse, which is 10 miles west of Clifton.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of Norse. Yeah.
1854 is when they showed up there. 17 Norwegians.
Well, and so they brought their culture, they brought their, their clothing and all the things that speak of that part of the world. So you've got some events. Let's talk about some of the special things that are going to be coming up during that Christmas. Norwegian Christmas. Yeah.
Well, first of all, we've always done the lighted Christmas parade on Friday night before the home tour. This year it'll be on December 5th, and it starts at 6:30. And your float or anybody that participates in the parade has to have lighted lights on their float, etc. Even their horses have lights, so it's a fun.
So it's a nighttime.
It's a nighttime
thing.
Yes, all of Clifton shows up downtown and watches the parade, and it's so exciting. There's still silver receptions Friday night. The museum, which you've just talked about a little bit, will have a big reception that evening after the parade. And then we go on to Saturday, which is the original 9 to 5 home tour. And we have a lot of historical Norwegian homes, historical Norwegian churches, and then a couple modern homes that we add to it to liven up our weekend. But this year we expanded, and so we're starting on Wednesday evening with a modern Christmas dinner. And so with several other people the chamber has been working with, we're flying in 3 Norwegian chefs to cook 2 different dinners. The first one, of course, I said, is a modern Christmas dinner on Wednesday night at the Bosque Arts Center, and they're going to plate basically a modern Christmas dinner that the Norwegians usually have. And then they'll do a little talk about Norway and food, and then we'll finish that evening off, and then the next night on Thursday, December 4th, we'll have a progressive dinner, and the chefs again will cook another dinner for ticket holders, and they'll start at Market at the Mill and have appetizers and champagne. Then they'll work their way down to downtown and watch the Christmas tree get lit. Aww. And then they'll walk over to Corner Drug and have the traditional dinner, and then they'll go across the street to the Cliftex Theater and have their dessert and watch a short movie on Kling Pearson, the father of Norwegian immigration.
Wow, that's just charming. I mean, that is going to be so much fun and really get you in the holiday spirit as we're, just kind of in the early days of December. Shopping, you mentioned the mill.
We have Market at the Mill is one of our places. The shops at White Horse Station. We have several antique malls. So you definitely have to come down on your days off or on the weekends and take a nice stroll downtown and do lots of shopping.
Well, and everything will be decked out for Christmas, right?
Yes, they were putting the Christmas tree up today when I was leaving to come here.
All right, so yeah, I mean they're getting a head start on it, but that's so neat because again, I love how these communities are keeping alive the traditions
Yes.
and the culture of these wonderful immigrants from so many years ago.
So it's really exciting that a lot of Norwegians, when they come visit Texas, they always stop in Clifton because we are the Norwegian capital of Texas. But a lot of them will go to some of the churches and see in the cemeteries, the names are exactly the same as when you go or I go to Norway and go to churches and walk through their cemeteries. It's very interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So the faith, were they Catholics?
They were Lutherans.
They were Lutherans. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So do you have a favorite part of this Christmas celebration? You say it's 33 years strong?
It's 33 years.
Wow.
And this year, I think the fun part to me will be the 2 dinners.
Yeah.
Because with the Norwegians coming over and cooking them, and we'll be able to taste Norwegian food. We won't have to jump back and say, oh, we have to go to Lukefest dinner tonight.
What? So, and there's music too. You have
Yes.
musicians coming?
Yes, we have a singer and a guitarist from Norway coming in, and they will perform at the Bosque Arts Center on Saturday evening at 7:30. So we're excited. It'll be pay at the door, $10 entry fee, and they'll put on an hour and a half concert.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Do you have a favorite Norwegian treat or food or?
I like rosettes, cookies.
Okay.
They're made out of a thin batter, and then they're dipped onto a metal little form, and you dip it into the fryer, and it fries it.
Oh,
and then you put powdered
anything
sugar.
fried, you've
Yes.
got me.
Yes, powdered sugar. Rosettes
Oh,
are
yeah.
wonderful.
Oh, man. I don't know that I've ever had one of those, so I'm
You'll have to
looking
come.
forward to that. Is there a song? Is there particular music? I mean, you say your singer is coming from Norway, but I presume we'll be singing in
She'll be singing in English and
In English.
Norwegian.
And Norwegian.
Yes. So it'll be a very nice, different concert for anybody to attend. I also forgot to talk about the Norwegian luncheon. We always have been doing a luncheon, and that's on Saturday from 11 to 1:30. And the Chamber of Commerce for Clifton used to do the dinner, but now I've passed it on to Cranfill's Gap Chamber of Commerce, and so they do the luncheon there. And usually it's Norwegian meatballs with mashed potatoes, green bean almondine, and then of course your Norwegian cookies and rosettes and sandbuckles are in the...
I'm hungry. I mean, this is not helping. What does the holiday season mean to you personally, though, Paige?
Time to enjoy it with family and friends. Slow down and take time to just enjoy life.
Mm-hmm. But I suspect you're not slowing down too much because of everything that's going on. So tell me about planning, all these different events. How long have you been working on this? And
Actually, we've been working on this almost for a whole year.
Yeah.
And everything's finally coming through. For example, today I got news that the Norwegian food is going to be shipped to Clifton here in the next couple days.
I was wondering about these meals, if there's special
Yes,
fish or
you
special
have,
things you
there's
have to have.
several different kinds of things that are made differently over there, and some of them are processed for over 2 or 3 weeks, and you have to be hands-on all the time. I saw the recipe in English. One of the chefs sent it to us, but we were like, we can't put this together. So we finally we called Minnesota. There's a place up there that does Norwegian food, but they couldn't supply for us. So we finally found a place in Norway that's going to ship it to us. And so it's like one of the main courses is crispy roasted pork belly with crackling Norwegian Christmas sausage. So that's interesting.
That sounds good.
And then the other one is lamb ribs. And they're actually salted lamb ribs, and it takes almost 2 weeks to produce them. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah. I would imagine in those cold countries, that there had to be different ways to process their food and prepare the meats and preserve things.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
you learn a lot, I guess.
Yes. Well,
doing this
and so
job.
we've had a committee, and we've met, over the last year, and we're flying in our Norwegian chefs the end of November, so they'll be here for the whole week. The first week of December, and then our singer and guitarist are also coming then, so they'll get to spend it the whole week with us and see
Oh,
how we celebrate the Norwegians in Clifton.
Yes, and you and get to host them and take them around, show them the sights of Central Texas, so they can perhaps see, oh yeah, this is why our forefathers and foremothers decided to come to this part of the world.
Yes, we're excited.
Yeah, I can tell. So how can folks get tickets? I mean, you can get individual event tickets, or could you pay a fee and I'm coming to everything?
We have tickets available for everything. You just have to call the Clifton Chamber of Commerce. Our phone number is 254-675-3720, and talk to the receptionist, and she'll get you hooked up with dinner tickets to both the dinners, for the tour, and for the Saturday luncheon if they'd like to come.
Yeah, so
and the singer.
If folks were going to dress up, I mean, what would you recommend? How do you?
Red, white, and blue.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Norwegian colors also, just like the United States.
Okay. Oh, that's
Pull
that's
out your winter sweaters. Let's hope it's cool so we can enjoy some cooler weather that week.
It might be. It might be December 3rd through the 7th.
Yes.
The dates again. And so let's talk a little bit about the Chamber, your work with the Chamber as president of the Chamber. What drew you to this work? How long have you been there?
I've actually been there for 15 years, and I love it because I like to promote Clifton.
Yeah.
And so I work on tourism. I help the businesses. We want business retention to keep them, maybe grow some more businesses. We just enjoy Clifton. It's a great little town.
Yeah.
To experience
and
to live in.
I did a story there as well at the cell, the jail.
Oh, at the cell block.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a cute little hotel, or
that was so much fun,
on Art Alley, and it's called the Cell Block, and it was the original Clifton jail, and it's one bedroom, and there's a bathroom, and there's a little living area, but it's very cute.
Yeah, when I was traveling Texas for KXXV, I came to Clifton a few times, and thoroughly enjoyed it. Spending the night in jail may not be your idea of the perfect B&B getaway. But wait till you see the Cell Block in beautiful downtown Clifton. Once an abandoned city lockup for malcontents and drunks, now it's a respectable and comfortable bed and booze.
When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns.
You can set the mood for your stay in the Cell Block with an old-time phonograph and its selection of prisoner blues. By design, this is a place to unplug. There is no television, but there is a comfortable sitting area, one cell serving as the bedroom, the other is the bathroom. And jailhouse details are everywhere you look, from a mugshot wall perfect for selfies to handcuffs and even a custom soap, ironically called Don't Drop.
Our bed and booze is really puts it all together.
Kristen McKinney has managed the B&B for more than 4 years. She says the owner, Kay Calloway, began converting the old jail building in 2014.
Kay Calloway is a visionary for Clifton. She has the Cell Block, and she used to own a fabulous restaurant downtown called Sinclair. And she started Art Alley and commissions artists to come down and paint.
So where does McKinney think the Cell Block lands on the quirkiness scale?
Oh, definitely number one. I mean, it's an old jail cell. Who doesn't want to stay in a renovated jail cell?
Bookings are brisk, and Kristen tells me the Cell Block is especially popular on weekends. As for pricing,
for a Saturday night, it's $260, and for Monday through Thursday, it's $225. Confirmation email as soon as they book it, and it comes with the lockbox code and all the details, and they're able to check themselves in and check themselves out.
So have you spent the night?
I have.
Was it a little weird?
Oh, I love it though. Yes, it is a little weird.
While guests at the Cell Block are on their own for breakfast, there are complimentary beverages. Clifton's Red Caboose Winery provides a special labeled Tempranillo.
We're friends with the Red Caboose owner, and he has provided us with this beautiful Tempranillo, and it has a Cell Block label, and then Balcones Whiskey, which is an award-winning whiskey distillery in Waco, Texas, that we provide, and we offer those both complimentary. for our guests every night.
Kristen says guests often comment on what's known as the yard, so we made our way up the outside flight of stairs to find seating around an inviting fire pit and a great view of the murals decorating nearby buildings. What does it mean to you to kind of be part of something that is so rich in history?
Oh, it's such a great feeling. I was born and raised in Clifton and came back to raise my kids here, and the fact that I get to do this for a job, I mean, it's a little surreal sometimes.
This is one joint you'll be happy to get locked inside for a little R&R. In Clifton, I'm Ann Harder. It is a charming community, and it's so important to maintain those roots, those Norwegian roots that made that area, that part of Texas. This humble log cabin was the childhood home of Jacob Olson. His father Joseph built it in 1866. It's a tangible reminder of the Norwegian settlers who came to this part of Texas. And Jacob's vast collection of early Texas artifacts helped form the Paige Key Museum we know today.
Joseph Olson built the cabin when they came here, and 5 people lived in that cabin, which is amazing because that cabin is like the size of like my family room.
Erin Shields is executive director of the museum.
It puts tangible history. It puts a tangible note on history for people because they can really see it and understand it.
Shields loves the way the museum tells the story of the Norwegian settlers. It began in the mid-1800s under the leadership of Clang Pearson. You can see his chair in the museum collection.
He's the one who said, hey, U.S. is pretty cool, maybe we should come here. And so he's considered the father of Norwegian immigration to Texas. And the really great thing about Norwegian immigrants is that they bring stuff with them. So we've got a lot of really fantastic artifacts in that room that tell the story of Norwegian immigration.
Over 1,000 of Pearson's followers settled in southwestern Paige Key County. The Norwegian community was able to maintain its unique heritage well into the 20th century. A special point of pride, the museum's firearms collection.
Our firearms collection is fascinating for the technology of it. There's some really interesting pieces there that kind of lend to some fun technology bits.
But Paige Key County is also home to one of the most significant Paleo-Indian sites in North America.
You know, the first time I saw this place was on a camping trip in 1954.
The museum has a special exhibit on the Horn Shelter. It was discovered in 1966 by Albert Redder and Frank Watt. It's one of the oldest burial sites in North America, dating back 11,000 years.
It's so far back in history that it predates any of the tribes that were living here. What Mr. Redder found in 1970 was a burial site with 2 people in it. So in the entire U.S., there's only about 15 burial sites from the Paleo-American times. And this one is the only one in North America that has 2 people buried in it. So we have the exhibit that tells people the story of the burial.
From the ancient to the more modern, the Paige Key Museum also highlights local Western artists.
It's such a beautiful place here. You drive on the county roads and it's fantastic. It's a magnet for artists, and we wanted to honor that in the history of the county as being a home for artists. And so we have a really wonderful collection called the Paige Key 7. It features 7 artists of note that all kind of, that they have ties to Paige Key County, and their art reflects Paige Key County too.
From prehistoric man to quintessential Western art, it's all here at the Paige Key Museum. In Clifton, I'm Ann Harder.
I feel like I'm very close to it, even though I'm not Norwegian. I'm Danish, so it's Scandinavian and
pretty close.
So it all.
I'm German, so here we go.
Here we go, and you know we do have Germans in Clifton too.
Oh yeah.
So we can't leave them out. So.
No. Oh no. So there might be some sauerkraut somewhere. I don't know. Maybe
there's a sausage dinner at the end of November. So
okay,
we can point you in the right direction for that too.
Good. All right. Well, it's really exciting though for me to be a part of helping to promote this Norwegian Christmas, because there are just so many different ways you can take part and enjoy everything from the food to the music to just the beautiful homes. So how many homes are on the tour?
We have 4 this
4.
year.
Okay.
We have one historic. We actually have 2 historical homes. One's the Quested Place, and that's just real close to where Our Savior's Lutheran Church is.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the original homesteaders that came in with Clean Pearson's farm. And we have a really nice couple who's letting us put it on the home tour. And so we're excited about that. You'll get to see the brick fences or the stone fences that the Norwegians gathered the rocks in their fields and made fences. They're all around the Quested Place. The Peter Dahl house is the other one, another one of the original homesteaders' house. So we're excited.
Oh man, so if you're into history too, what a perfect way to kind of immerse yourself in history, Norwegian history in Clifton. This is awesome. I thank you so much for your time, for coming be a part of the show, and again, all the best to everyone there in Clifton and the Greater Chamber.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, listen, I've enjoyed it, and we're going to come.
Good. I'm excited.
We're making plans to come. I can't miss this. So. Anyway, again, those dates are December 3rd through 7th. Again, the Clifton Chamber of Commerce is inviting you to celebrate a Norwegian Christmas. Thank you, Paige Key, so much.
Thank you, Anne.
We're all familiar with the story of the first Thanksgiving when the Pilgrims invited local Native Americans to share a meal with them. But we bet you didn't know Thanksgiving didn't become an annual tradition until more than 200 years later. That first Thanksgiving in 1621 wasn't just one big meal. It was a 3-day festival of eating, hunting, and other entertainments in honor of the Pilgrims' first successful harvest. The Indians killed 5 deer as gifts for the colonists. So venison was definitely on the first Thanksgiving menu. But we bet you didn't know that turkey was not. They also didn't have pumpkin pie or potatoes, which hadn't been introduced to New England yet. And while they may have eaten cranberries, they would have been served plain, not in a sauce or relish. The Pilgrims didn't plan on starting a Thanksgiving tradition. In fact, they didn't repeat the November celebration in subsequent years. In 1789, President George Washington announced the first ever national Thanksgiving holiday, which took place on Thursday, November 26th. But it didn't become an annual tradition nationwide until the 19th century. That's when an American writer named Sarah Josepha Hale, most famous for writing the nursery rhyme Mary Had a Little Lamb, was inspired by a diary of Pilgrim life to recreate that first Thanksgiving feast. Beginning in 1827, Hale waged a nearly 30-year campaign to make Thanksgiving a national holiday. She also published recipes for pumpkin pie, turkey, and stuffing that probably didn't appear on the Pilgrims' plates, but would become the staples of modern Thanksgiving meals. In 1863, in the midst of the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln announced that the nation would celebrate Thanksgiving every year on the final Thursday in November. But did you know, in 1939, President Franklin D. Roosevelt decided to move the holiday up a week to give Depression-era retailers more time to make money during the pre-Christmas shopping season. The move was widely criticized, and in 1941, FDR signed a bill fixing Thanksgiving on the 4th Thursday in November, where it stays today. One of the quirkiest Thanksgiving traditions began in 1989, when President George H.W. Bush granted the first official pardon to a turkey. Every November since then, the current Oval Office occupant has given a reprieve to 1 or 2 turkeys, sending them into retirement on a farm rather than to a dinner table. Though it only began in the late 20th century, the story has become one of the more unusual chapters in the long history of Thanksgiving traditions.